What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And right now, there's over 150, this is what the report is, ballistic missiles on their way into Israel as Israel tries to intercept the threat. So welcome on back to the news with TK. We're going to get into a report that's live on the scene here in just a minute. But I wanted to talk just briefly about what's going on right now between Iran and Israel. Now, Iran has fired, at this point, they're estimating over 150 ballistic missiles. Now, this happened previously where they both exchanged fire a couple of months ago. And some of those rockets, some of those ballistic missiles, about 60, I believe, got through the Iron Dome. So Iran has the playbook to overwhelm and get past the Iron Dome. But since that point, the United States has sent Patriot missile batteries, THAAD missile batteries, and others there to help intercept ballistic missiles on Israel's behalf if necessary. I'm going to get to this clip right here, going where you can see these interceptors working in real time, U.S. and Israeli systems operating together to try to intercept these missiles. Roll it.
Activity, as you can see, the skies lighting up there in Jerusalem. Trey.
Yeah, Sandra, we are seeing what appear to be some interceptor rounds coming off from the sea, which means some of that missile fire certainly has started. As I talk to you here, we're just going to put on some protective gear, and my cameraman, Yaniv, is going to follow some of these small dots of light that you see in the sky. Remember, we do expect any sort of defensive response to be paired not only with Israeli systems, but also American systems. But this is an indication that that missile fire is imminent. Sandra,
and
John?
We know this is happening after the IDF, as we were just discussing, Trey, just a short while ago, identified these missiles launched from Iran towards the territory of the state of Israel. The defense systems are operating to intercept that threat. We know there, as you are doing now, public's been instructed to enter a protected space, remain there until further notice. Trey, we're just getting a firsthand look at what you are going through just to deliver the news from Tel Aviv at this hour.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, Sandra and John, when we talk about these missile attacks, we have seen them before. You might remember last year on April 1st, the Israelis targeted the Iranian consulate in Damascus, Syria, and they killed a top official from the IRGC. 12 days later, the Iranians responded with missiles and drones toward this country. There was a similar attack against Israel in October of 2024. And during that attack, we were in the northern city of Haifa, and you could see the incoming Iranian ballistic missiles over Syrian airspace as some of them were intercepted. And just stay with me here. I just want to talk to my crew very quickly to ensure we know what's happening. But just to give you a sense of how quickly these things happen, the Israelis do get an alert ahead of time. And an official told me just before we got on air here that the top spokesman for the Israeli military, and I'm just going to step out of the frame here, Yaniv, off in the distance, look at the skyline, and you're going to see this is likely Israel's Aero Defense System or David Sling. These are live images coming to you right now as Israel works to intercept incoming ballistic missile fire. This is a very fluid situation, so stay with us here. And I'm just going to toss it back to you for 10 seconds as I talk to the crew. I want to make sure everyone is prepared in case we need to move quickly.
Trey, do what you have to do. We'll check back in with you in a moment. Get back to Ben Hall. Ben, your thoughts?
Well, Sandra, remember that we saw some of these similar attacks last year when the Iranians fired about 200 missiles at Israel. And in that case, the Iron Dome and the other air defense systems shot down all of them, except about, I believe it was 60 of them. Now, at that point, the air defense systems were able to handle it. But Iran has thousands of ballistic missiles. And the thinking is if they want to overwhelm those air defense systems, then they would fire them in much bigger bursts. We don't yet know how many many have been fired at this point, but that is the only way that the Iranians will be able to get around the Israeli air defense system. So we have to see what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, Ben, this is happening at the moment. This is a live shot. You can see the skies lighting up there. Trey, if you're in a safe position to do so, please do tell us what you're seeing and hearing.
Yeah, Sandra, this is a significant attack. The attack the Israelis have been preparing for in response. Air raid sirens are now starting to sound across Tel Aviv, an indication, and I can see interceptors coming off from all directions. We don't know exactly how many missiles have been fired by the Iranians, but this is Israel's second largest city, a population of 300,000 people. And right now they are headed, and you're seeing an interception right there, up to the sky, Yaniv. You just stay with us. We just need to be calculated here. We're good here, and we are going to, okay, so right now what we are seeing, Sandra, is Israel's missile defense systems, likely along with American systems, working to intercept incoming ballistic missile fire. This is the attack that the Israeli Army warned about. We spoke with officials before we started this live report, and they said they actually had to cut short a statement by Israel's top spokesman because they got some information that this attack was about to be underway. These sirens that you hear off in the distance, again, are used to warn the population to get into shelters. And we're just going to wait and see what information we can gather about this. And we have a statement right now, Sandra, from the IDF, and I'm just going to read it to you in real time. A short while ago, sirens sounded in several areas across Israel following the identification of missiles from Iran toward the state of Israel. The public is asked to follow the instructions of the Home Front Command. At this time, the Israeli Air Force is operating to intercept and strike where necessary to eliminate the threat. It's essential to continue following the instructions of the Home Front Command. And so
what do I think is going to happen here? I think most likely we're going to see, I mean, it's all out war at this point with Israel and Iran. Do we get dragged in as the United States? If somebody was to come to Iran's aid, maybe Russia, maybe China, yeah, it could be bad. I've seen so many comments about, oh, this is the beginning of World War III. I don't like to push things, say sensational stuff like that, to push it that far, but it's definitely not good. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. How do you think this ends? Do you think this is just going to happen for a couple of days, or are we about to get into a protracted war between Israel and Iran? Honestly, I don't think Iran can make it. They've already lost some of their top military leadership. I think if Israel really wanted to do it, with the help of the United States, they could topple the regime in Iran. And I think that's probably what the end game is here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.